Morning, everyone. It's 8:20 on Friday, the 26th. Hope everybody had a really good Thanksgiving. And we wake up to some pretty bad news. There are two new variants. There's the R-1 variant, which evidently has shown up in a bunch of assisted living facilities here and outside the US. And the big news is, excuse me, the new African variant that seems to have happened pretty much overnight. The main focus of that seems to be in South Africa. And so Asia and Europe are both down hard. Um, but I want to mention something here. Because, and it's not to pat myself out on the back, but these are the kind of things that happen where you see the Dow down 800 and you see the S&P down 75 after a period where you saw new highs with dramatically weakening market internals, where you saw new highs with in excess of 500 new lows several days in the last week. And while that may not bother the market on a day or 2 day basis, when negative news comes out, everybody remembers it. Everybody remembers that the volume has been heavier on the downside. Everybody remembers that there are 4 times more new lows than new highs several days in a week leading up to this kind of decline. And in listening to the teleprompter readers on TV, every downturn is not a buying opportunity. It may not be the time to sell, but it is a time to pull back and see. And today, especially where we have a shortened day and we have this kind of extreme move. So, when we started to the downside on this in this market back when COVID first started, the first step down was not a buying opportunity. And I think that, you have to take that into consideration. Um, let's just go to the S&P weekly for that period of time that I'm talking about. Which is the first move down in the S&P in February of 2020 was pretty hefty. The first week was down almost 400, which was really extreme, but not nearly as extreme. Not the next week, which was basically unchanged, but the following week, where it was down another 260, but had been down twice that. Same thing the following week, down 400. So, I'm not saying that that's what that's what we have in store. All I'm saying is there's a time to sit and look, and if you've done your homework and you have stocks that you want to buy a third of the position or a half of the position and give yourself a little bit of room to add. If the market turns up, you can add on the upside. If it turns down, number one, you'll feel better. And number two, you'll also be able to average down, not up. So it's just a word of warning. I'm not Chicken Little saying the sky is falling. I'm just saying there are some pretty obvious signs that, the pundits are claiming are just terrific. If you missed it, now's your chance. Yeah, that may be true, but you don't know yet. And so I'm going to just leave it at that. I'm not going to go through all of the stocks that are up or down. I will say that Merck is down because of the efficacy of their pill is not 48%. It's only more like 30%. Clorox is up. The work from anywhere stocks are up. And here's an interesting one. Oil is down, has been down over $5, which is a pretty extreme move. And in looking at the moves that it's had in the past, it's a very big move. I think we're well supported in this 72.5 area, which is pretty much today's low, 72.60. But what interested me is that as we've been talking about the cold weather and Germany in particular, that gas is up. Let me go to the daily. I keep on talking about this 475 area, and we've stopped there, and we've stopped there, and we've stopped there, and we've stopped there. Today, nat gas, with everything else down, is up 18 cents, which is, not insignificant. It's 3.5%. The gold is higher, the silver not so much. We're long those GDX, the gold miner calls, which we added to on Wednesday. So I'm pleased about that. Gold is up 25. It too has had a very rough time coming back in every time it looked like it was, in support, consolidating, and then just collapsing from, the high here of 1880 to the low here of 1780, 1777. Now, today, it's up 1.5%. So it's still in trouble. I mean, it still is not looking great. And this area in the 1820 to 1840 area is still going to be resistance. But the news favors it today. All right, everyone. Be careful out there. Remember, it's a short day. And, you don't have to do a damn thing in this market. Anytime you want, you can just sit back and watch. And that's pretty much what I'm going to do. Have a good day and a good weekend.